inside of your brain. No, not your actual brain, the primal brain, the reptile brain, the part of our brain that is reactive, instinctual, that causes the cortisol levels to constantly release those ruminating thoughts. And I get it, we can't help it. We live in a society that intentionally stimulates stress. And the side effects of living in this society are depression, anxiety, and us constantly seeking things outside of ourselves because we're unfulfilled. And the thing is that when we hold a thought, that thought actually holds an electrical charge that permeates throughout our entire body. And because of this, our thoughts, feelings, all influence our actions. And if we keep thinking the same thoughts and stimulating the same feelings, we will repeat the same actions. And some of you may say, I can't control my thoughts. It's just too much. Well, you're going to have to take a reset and wipe out. And I got a download for you. Your thoughts can't be controlled. They are allowed. I'm going to say that again. Your thoughts cannot be controlled. They are allowed. And this is one simple rule. It's called our free will. We have the ability to choose which thoughts we allow. And this is a simple premise to a universal law that governs everything in entire existence, including you. And that is a Hermetic principle. And the first one is the law of mentalism. The law of mentalism states that all is the mind, the entire universe is mental. And if you really think about it, everything in creation kind of started out as a thought. In John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Because consciousness is the only thing that does anything, has anything, or is anything. I am the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. God is thought. God is consciousness. Everything begins with the thought. And my favorite metaphysician, Reverend Ike, says that thought is power, no matter the nature of the thought. Thought is absolute power. Thought is almighty power. Thought is God unmasked. Mask off, mask off. Take your God mask off. Reverend Knight called this the law of mind. Whether you want to call it the law of mind, the law of one, it is the law of mentalism. It is God itself. Everything begins with a thought. And when you finally know this Hermetic universal law, you can use your mind as the God-given co-creator in harmony and alignment with Source. You can use your thoughts to shape your reality because quantum physics tells us that our physical world is a manifestation of consciousness. And the problem is that we've been using our energy and motion, our emotions against us. That's the power of thought. That's the power of belief. And a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. So stop thinking those thoughts. And you can do this by activating energy, activating the thoughts that you want to think about. Because when you do this, it becomes your emotion. Therefore, your beliefs dictate your experiences and it influences your actions. It is done unto you as you believe in Matthew 8:13. It is done unto you as you keep thinking. Matthew 9:20 9, all things are possible for those who believe. All things are possible for those who keep thinking that that is possible. You have the power to change your beliefs. You can choose to stop thinking those thoughts. The question is what are you going to do? Are you going to choose to keep thinking the things that work against you? Are you going to choose to think the things that make you feel good? I remember there was a moment in my life where I just decided. I decided it didn't matter what my grades were or what my upbringing was, is that I was going to go to college. And there was another moment in my life where I decided I was going to stop tolerating men that gave me the bare minimum and that I was going to love myself more. And then that was a moment that changed. The problem is that most people are double-minded. They don't know how to make a decision. They just aimlessly wander through and going here and or there. They change their direction midway. So allow me to share with you a 4-step process to help you be able to take control over your mind and to manage your mental health better. Most people don't even know what they want. So the first step is to decide. Decide it. Because most people just go off of their past experiences, what they've been told or programmed. But you have to really be earnest about what you want. Earnest with sincere and deep, intense conviction. A clear and clean-cut decision in your mind of where you're going. You cannot waver from what decision it is that you want, nor can you believe or think anything else than what you've decided on. If you decide to go north, you can't look back at south. You have to have laser focus and confidence in the direction that you want to go with your full energy and attention and awareness. Even if your mind starts to go astray, you have to stop and remind yourself of the decision and stay committed to it, because your decision defines the direction that you're going to go. So if it's okay if you get a little off track sometimes, I get it. But you get back on track by saying to yourself, that I made this commitment to myself and I'm going to stick to it. The second step is don't doubt it. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Subconscious mind only listens to what we focus on the most. If we are repeatedly in doubt and worry, and we are only creating more doubt and worry for ourselves, our mental conviction and conversation has to remain focused. You have to stay in the direction and be mindful of your thought and your speech. Always be aware of negative circumstances and conversations that lead you astray and contaminate your thinking into a negative frame of mind, because you have to be able to believe those negative frames of mind will only create more negative experiences. The mind will only magnify that of which you feel and think strongly. Doubt is a weed, and if you doubt it, it's going to continue to grow in your garden. So, there is no faking it until you make it. You can't fake it and doubt it at the same time. You can't fake frequency. You have to actually embody the feeling fully, and to have the belief and the acceptance that it is going to happen. Because I got a fact check for you. When you doubt it, that attention is going to cause energy in that direction. Your energy is going to continue to be drained. And remember, thoughts carry a charge and permeate throughout your entire body. So the trick is to make sure that you don't give in to doubt. Step 3, deserve it. What you want is not too much. You deserve everything grand, opulent, and abundant in your life. You came to have life in abundance. Hold the feeling of being worthy of what it is that you want to receive in your heart, and hold the feeling of being worthy and deserving of it. Receiving it is going to allow you to match with that feeling. Everything is energy. Feel like you are worthy and deserving of what it is that you want, and imagine how you feel when you get it. Visualize the celebration, the relief, the arrival of getting it that you want, the congratulations. The only way to receive what you want is to already be on that frequency. You can't get what you want if you're not aligned with it, and you deserve it. This is putting your state of energy and your state of mind in the state of receivership. Feeling unworthy, undeserving isn't going to be a vibrational match. Remember, like attract likes. You can only bind to that of which you are a vibrational match to. And the fourth step, you've heard of Nike's slogan, just do it. You got to do it. You've got to get out there and do the damn thing. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. We have to do the work. Faith without works is dead. You have to take the step in that direction in order to get there. Even if it's not fully materialized now, there are still baby steps that you can take to get you in that direction. Just start. Start moving in that direction, because baby steps will get you to quantum leaps. All right, we're going to review these 4 steps. Step 1, decide it. Step 2, don't you doubt that decision that you just made. And step 3, deserve it. You are worthy. You are deserving, baby. Yes, your daddy universe is rich. And all you got to do is do it. Take those little final steps, because the action cannot do the action without the energy flowed. And I get it. Some of y'all might feeling like, I just don't have the energy. I'm over here being a couch potato. I've been stuck in this place for too long. I'm stuck and fucked. Well, the first thing you need to do is stop talking to yourself like that. That alone is negative. And remember, life and death are in the power of the tongue. You have to begin to cultivate awareness in your mental garden. Because if you think about it, thoughts are to the mind, is what food is to the body. I'm going to say that again. Thoughts are to the mind, is what food is to the body. What does this mean? It means a starved body cannot thrive on getting unbalanced and insufficient nutrients. Too much bad food can be detrimental for your physical health. A body fed on garbage becomes a pitiable, diseased thing. Just like a mind fed with worrisome thoughts becomes more full of worry, ultimately resulting in poor mental health. Everyone is always so quick to go on these 14-day fast and cleanse of what they put into their body food wise, but what about a mental spiritual detox? Instead of taking herbal pills and supplements, you're actually going into the repasses and changing your perspective on the past, and looking at situations in your past and saying, why did this come here? Instead of saying that, you're saying, what did this come here to teach me? Giving yourself permission to move forward, giving yourself your own closure. You can begin to have a healthier thought life by giving more life into the thoughts that you want to give. So you can replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts, because the mind learns in 2 ways, and this is how you do it. How does the mind learn things? In 2 ways. By 1, experience. And I get it. Unfortunately, some experiences in this life can be traumatizing. You know, it says, in this life, you will have trials and tribulations. These emotionally disturbing, traumatic experiences can last with us for years or even a lifetime, because number 2, we keep repeating it. We keep repeating the memory in our mind and allowing ourselves to be triggered through that emotion because that thought carries an emotion, a mental charge with it. So if I'm thinking something stinky, of course I'm going to feel stinky. So we have to allow ourselves to be fully resolved and no longer give our energy and our attention to it, because all things come through us, not to us. The act cannot do the act without the energy flowed. And some of y'all are saying, well, I experienced this and I've been dealing with this for years. How long am I going to have to keep replacing my thoughts? As much as you keep repeating it. What is that in the Bible? 70 times 7. You have to repeatedly reprogram your mind, because that's the only way, by having a new experience and by repeating what it is that you want to replace your thoughts with. The other natural resource that we have with this process and changing our minds and our mental habits and getting rid of the lizard once and for all is visualization. It's a natural resource. We have the ability to hold the vision in our mind's eye in meditation. We do it all day and every day, even when we don't think we're meditating. The problem is that we use our visualization to fantasize about doom and gloom and worry. But we have the power to hold mental images in our mind of desired outcomes and the things that we want to see in our life. I want to invite you to do it. And for those of you who are watching my video for the first time, I am Ra. Ra stands for light of the truth and knowledge. I am the daughter of the one living consciousness, because we are all sons and daughters of consciousness of God. Ra means the light of truth and knowledge. The reciprocity of Ra dictates that anything upon which light can shine may also shine from within. Because I believe that I am directly connected to source. I know that I have consciousness, and I believe that there is no power than the consciousness or the Christ within me. Therefore there is no greater power than the Christ within you. I believe in me. I believe in you. I believe that there is only one power, that there is only God power. There is only one, that there is no separation, that we are one in God, that we are one with God, and we are one. I've been studying and having a personal relationship with these 7 Hermetic laws since my awakening in 2015. After studying all religions and reading over 100 books on metaphysics and spirituality, I wrote a book of my own. It really started off as a journal of me trying to heal from crappy relationships. And I released it in 2022, and it became a #1 new release in occults in 2022. And the great thing about my book is that it is only 198 pages, because when it comes to great mystical truth, it's simple. You don't need any more. It's short, simple, and to the point, but packed with deep information. I have some people that have read it over 5 and 12 times. The reason why I love these laws so much is because it is our basic instructions on how we work. If we were given a board game, we would need to know the instructions, the rules, the laws on how to play the game. And to play the game is to know the law. Our entire universe is governed by the same law. The same laws are written in all biblical and spiritual text. But I'm going to tell you what the 7 universal laws are not. They are not religious dogma or belief, nor are they man-made. What they are is natural law. They cannot be broken. And when you use them, they work. They will not return to you in vain. Many of you may be familiar with these laws from the Emerald Tablets over 36,000 years ago by the homie Tahuti, aka Hermes Trismegistus, or Thought. Thought. Y'all didn't catch that. Hopefully now you did. Because thought is consciousness, thought is God. And we need to learn how to unlock our inner power. And the key is that you are the key. The secret is that you are the secret and the door, because you can unlock it. You are the way, the truth, and the life.